Alright, time for part 2 of trying to get this thing filled further. We didn't have enough in the reservoir the first time, but this is a thirsty machine, and I knew it was going to be a thirsty machine. Rocker switch back to on, and let's give it another shot. Kind of looks like something out of Batman and Bane getting his venom drained down, doesn't it? We might have just enough this time for full circulation. Obviously, I don't have it hooked up to things like monitors and whatnot. The lights are doing this little blink thing. It might cycle to the point where it gets to the pre-programmed light settings. That might stop that. I don't know though. It may not unless I have like a monitor hooked up and finished logins or whatnot. I'm not sure. But for now, even though that blinking is really annoying to our cause at the moment, we can see a little bit more here. This processor, a little bit here, isn't entirely filled up the way it's going currently. So that concerns me a little bit. I might actually have to further tighten this and rock the system a little bit to try and get some of that air to cycle out more appropriately. I don't know if that's going to be an option. I'm not entirely sure. So, we'll see. But yeah, I definitely want to tighten the cap down even further before I do that. And before I do that, I'm probably going to put the last of the fluid in there. Because, as you might be able to see down there, we don't have much in the reservoir at all. What we have left over is enough to run the machine, but apparently there is another bottle coming. So that would be definitely something we'd want for the long run. Because right now we're pretty much at the bare minimum of what would be acceptable to run this. It's even then it's kind of questionable. But yeah, we still have that big old bit of air that's in there, and we might see if they might have recommendations on what to do with that, because that's going to make for what I'm pretty sure is going to be some rather uneven heat dispersion for the processor, and that would not be good. So yeah, we're going to want to get some of that air out of there. I'm pretty sure the way you do that is really just simply tilt her back and let the air kind of get through to the top, like which would be the front of this little cap here. However, right now, for the sakes of our current cause, is she holding fluid? Do we see leaks or any signs of really particular leaks? Currently, I'm going to say no, but that could even change if it was just higher up over there. Obviously, we're not benchmark testing or anything like right now. Right now, this is just simply a will she hold her fluid without leaking all around? And for some reason, technology has not evolved far enough to let me use my phone flashlight and YouTube at the same time. So I'm going to use this little more dinky flashlight. That's at least going to hopefully serve our cause for now. I'm not particularly seeing any leaks. Hold on, I got to change how I'm holding the phone here. Believe it or not, cameras on phones make excellent tools to see where you normally don't want to crouch your face to the floor. So if you're new at working on electronics and mechanics, take that little pro tip. We used to use it a lot when I was managing the arcade. If you had to go through stuff, these smartphones coming along with their cameras that would run, very handy. So far, the fluid does seem to be holding. I'm going to go ahead and take that gist that we should go ahead and fill the reservoir further, because as we get some of those air bubbles out, that's going to go down even lower than it already is, which would still probably be enough, but, you know, I think it would be safe to say that we should definitely fill it up. Granted, it could still be all for naught if this thing doesn't work on a software level, or something else is hardware wrong with it. Like, for instance, maybe one of these GPUs, or who knows, even both the GPUs may not work. Last time I got this, one of the GPUs indeed was not working, and then they said that they just shifted it a little bit, and it was actually working when they got it back to the shop. So that was annoying, but I'm kind of really not up for draining and pulling apart an entire cooling loop and whatnot Though maybe I would take the chance at this point. I don't know. It's really hard to say though. Like I said, over time, in past videos, the money upon money upon money that's gone into this has now led up to $7,000 plus. So, I guess I'll end this one video here. Feel free to start liking my videos if you actually don't hate me. If you don't like me, well, then I'm sure you'll dislike me anyway, or just not care. But yeah, the final quest to see whether we can get a Digital Storm PC working over the course of quite a long time and some issues. Granted, some of that long time was because I thought I had some issues fixed and they were lurking in the background the whole time. So yeah, basically when this PC first showed up a long time ago, the power supply didn't last a year. We had processor heat issues, and one of the sensors was already twitching with that heat sensory issue when it first showed up, but I was willing to look past that if everything seemed to be working okay, and I thought I had it fixed up enough. But yeah, over time, not only did we have a power supply apparently not go right, but a processor. And that doesn't include the fact that this machine showed up with an event log that told me that it didn't properly get its proper updates. An update went wrong, and I literally had to uninstall some shit just to get it working again. So that's about a shred of what I've gone with this unit alone. That's, if you want more information about what's happened with Unit 1, well, I guess you're going to have to go through my YouTube videos. But pretty much all of them are easily marked Digital Storm. And some of them are kind of colorful, so if you're into having your kids around when you watch YouTube videos, you might want to cover their ears. Just saying. Alright, anyways, let's hope for the best, and we will continue this saga at another time, perhaps a little bit later, if the phone call happens. I'm kind of hoping it will.